A question we often get asked is like, what's the future of the music industry? Like there's some secret answer to that, and I think ultimately it's the wrong question. Like it's not what, sorry, it's who. You guys are the future of the music industry. No matter what happens, no matter what advancements in music technology over the next 5-10 years, it's always going to be about artists, like the great storytellers. You guys take thoughts and emotion and turn it into lyrics and melodies and just convey that to millions of people across the world. It's unbelievable. Same for musicians. You guys add the flavor and the texture to music that that carries this message forward. And producers, the translators, as Connor likes to put it, the guys that kind of tie it all together. Engineers, lyricists, writers, managers. Like this is what it's all about. And from our perspective, any advancements in music technology should be about supporting and facilitating and connecting you guys more and not replacing you. So that's one of the big values that kind of drives the development of our platform, and it's going to shape all of our decisions for the next few years.
What is Outro? Really what we are is a music production platform, like Libby said. It's a two-sided marketplace. Mark hates it whenever we say Airbnb or Etsy of music, but really it's a two-sided marketplace. So the idea is connecting musicians and creators, guitar players, drummers, literally everybody in this room, connecting you guys with the right people to work with across the world. Get rid of geographical limitations and work literally using the best of technology from today. Today, musicians do so many things. You play gigs. You're in like 7 bands sometimes. You're doing like sync licensing opportunities. You're playing wedding gigs to help make cash. You're doing so many things. So for us, it's the way we envision this platform in this beautiful place where people can grow is really required to be a two-sided platform, meaning a place where you can give and take. So on one side of the platform, the idea is you can really come to this beautiful place, this online platform, with a song that you're working on, or looking for inspiration, and you can look through a catalog of sounds made by people literally all over the world. So you can either find these sounds, or you can actually directly connect with the people that made them. So it's really about making those connections and finding the right people to collaborate on your project. Now what's exciting for you guys is the other side of the platform, which is really what you guys are about. Since you guys are really at the cusp of your careers, about to graduate, about to go out and find ways to build a financial career and a real future in the music industry, is the creator side. So we have a supply and demand side, two sides on the platform. And the supply side is really just amazing talent, which is why we're so excited to speak to you guys today, because that's what this is about. So on the platform, you as a creator can both sell sounds, loops, beats, whatever you create as a producer or musician, but you can also make your services available to people so that you can offer your services as a session player. So welcome to Outro. This is you, May 2017. So this is the platform where you come. We kind of created a fake story. So let's say you played a gig at Tipitina's last night, went really well. You have another gig with that performer tonight, but you just get a text from her, it got canceled. So the gig got canceled, sound check got canceled, but also like your paycheck for tonight got canceled, right? So you were planning on making some money tonight. So the idea is you can come to Outro and still work on your career as a musician. So here's the dashboard. You can see really just an overview of your life and your career in music on the platform. So let's dive in a little deeper. So just for starting, we can offer you analytics and all kinds of sales on how you're doing on the platform. How much money have you made this month? How much money have you made this week working and collaborating with people across the globe? So you made $4,500 so far this month. The next payout's going to be $390. You get great analytics on what days of the week are you doing the best collaborations? Maybe you're not doing so well on Wednesdays because you have classes or some kind of other gigs. So that's totally cool. So all of these tools can be used for informing you to be a better creator on the platform. So seeing as there's two things you can do on the platform, you can both collaborate with people as well as sell your content. You can check in on your collaboration, see how everything's going with people. So here, we just made up some artists that these are a couple of people we're working up with in Canada and kind of northern states and stuff. So here's Nova. She's a girl that you're working with directly. So on the platform, there's both direct and public requests. So you can connect with somebody directly and say, hey, I really love what you do. I want you to drum on my track. Here's my track. I have a $150 budget. Can you take that into a studio and work on that with me? The great part is that there's also a public request board. So if people have trouble finding the perfect person to work with, they can just post the job to the full community. So you, as a creator, can then just go hit that public request board and see, this one looks really great for me. I'm going to, fill out these couple requests and then make money as a creator. That's ultimately the vision of the whole platform. It's helping people make money doing what they love. So what's also great is you have catalog sales as well. So let's say you have instrumentals, or if you're a drummer, you booked a really great studio and you tracked a bunch of loops and stems for people to work on. You can have those selling passively as well. So you can generate passive revenue. So you can just check in on how much money you made while you were sleeping. So now you have the day free. So you can check out a really cool curated list of daily opportunities on the platform. So check out the public request board. What kind of stuff is available for me right now? What kind of requests are there that really suit my skills, my talents, and how much money can I make today literally doing what I love? So that's really the vision of what this dashboard is trying to do.
It's the fact that you can see someone's catalog and not just pick out content, but actually talk to them and collaborate with them and work on them and build a relationship and kind of set up your network within the platform and use that as a way to see your project through to completion. So if there's one lesson that we learned, it's just listen to people that are using your stuff. Listen to them because they have all the answers. Talk to them every opportunity you get. Every piece of feedback has to be turned into an improvement on the platform, and that's got us to where we are now. There's a lot of parts of the solution out there. We know the idea of a loop library is nothing. It's nothing novel. It's a lot of just combining different elements that already exist that makes Outro special. But one of the sort of problems that I had as an artist is the idea of inspiration, but functional inspiration. So I was very inspired as a creator. I had maybe too many ideas, but there were moments where I didn't know what to do, and I had to move forward. So I just did something, and that was what pushed the project forward. And often that's not the right answer. So the idea with Outro is whether you're starting your song and you're just looking for the first piece of content to get you started, the perfect progression, the perfect bass line to just kind of kick things off, or for probably most of the scenarios, you're already making something. Maybe you already have the beat and the bass line, you just want to add something to it. We wanted to support that kind of those different contexts, and there's no way for us to predict them, so we needed to make a software that kind of allows us to no matter what stage of the creative process you're in, you can sit down on Outro and find stuff that's going to help you fill holes. So that's you'll see the left panel there. This is the broad ways that we kind of categorize content. One of the things that we tried to do was make it a little bit less dry than because there's going to be millions of pieces of content with it by the end of the year. So we were okay, how can we make that actually fun to go through? So we started thinking about how music is consumed, and all these amazing companies like 8 Tracks and Songza and Spotify, and it's really these curated lists of vibes and moods and things like that. So we started grouping content like that and having our producers kind of produce into different contexts like that. And then we expose that on the front end to consumers as well. So as a creator, when you upload your stuff, you say this is it's a rainy, kind of sad, melancholy piece of music, and then someone who's searching for exactly that is going to find your stuff. So we give as many touch points between people who are uploading content and people who are going to download content as we can. And another big thing that we focused on was presenting content. So it's not just pieces of audio on the screen. Everything's kind of well designed. And we work with all of our creators. We hook them up with photographers and designers so that they can make these really cool packs and give sort of a visual presentation to the content that I think is going to make it a lot more attractive to people who are looking for it. You'll notice on the right of each piece of audio, there's a drop-down menu, that black thing at the end of the green. So all of our creators, for most of the content, it's recorded in different keys and different tempos. Because it is contextual, we want people to be able to add the content to their song. Well, if you're making something already, then you're locked into a certain key and you're locked into a certain tempo. So if we have 1 million stems that are only available at 1 key and 1 tempo each, it's a pretty small library when you really break it down. But as soon as you have stuff that's recorded in every key in a few different tempos, and then we start time stretching to meet the tempos in between, things very quickly get multiplied. And you'll notice there's sort of a division in the screen. Below that transport there, it says working on a song, upload it here to find sounds that complete your music. So this is kind of the secret sauce behind the platform. If you're working on something, you bounce it down quickly. throw it into that little space down there, and then we analyze it and run some crazy algorithms to try to see what kind of sounds, so what kind of loops and what kind of samples are going to be compatible with what you're making. So this is like someone's producer card you can see there on the phone. Think of it as like a business card. So you have like your featured content on there. You can pick 3 pieces of audio, 3 songs, or like 3 things that you've worked on, just to kind of showcase your skills, show people what your style is. We have chat on there as well, so people can strike up conversations, and you can discuss like, okay, what's your budget for the project? What's your time frame? Is this even going to work? And then once you kind of come to an agreement, then you click collaborate there, and it takes you into the collaboration window where things are a little more official. And the person making the requesting the collaboration goes through like a series of steps that we've built after like years of talking to musicians who work remotely already, and we've just tried to see, okay, what are like the main things that people often leave out when they're asking for something. And it's like, you'd be surprised, like someone just sends a guy, like a bass player in England, and they're like, yeah, I need some bass, like I have $100. And that's kind of the end of the conversation. The guy has to work with that. So we try to make it a little bit more of a process. So we say, okay, what's your song? You upload your song, and then you say, where do you want it to go? What key, like, like what kind of register do you want it in? And just ask all these different questions that help people kind of get through the process. Once you come to an agreement, send a few revisions back and forth, the person's happy with it, and then all payments happen through the platform as well. So as a creator, like you just upload your stuff, or you successfully work on a collaboration, and you're paid directly to your bank account.
Thanks so much, you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah,
thanks for
pleasure.
having us.
Thank you.